Hey everyone, today we're going to be making an alarm table. Unlike Alarm Creator, which we've used before, Alarm Table gives you a more succinct summary of the state of alarms and makes it easier to interact with them on your dashboard. To make an alarm table, we start the way we often start, by clicking Edit Dashboard and adding a panel. I'm going to name our panel Alarm Table, but you can name this whatever you want. I like to use a bell icon for alarms. I save the panel and it automatically saves onto the dashboard. Then I'll add the widget. It's under Tables for Alarm Table. Go ahead and save again. Now to edit this table, I click on the wrench. It's nice to give your alarm tables easy names, like in my case I'll call it Baking Alarms. And I'll click on Best Bed Bakery. That's where I'm going to add the alarms from. Here's a list of all the available alarms. You don't have to put all of them on your alarm table, but for now I'm going to start by putting them all there. I click the All button, which brings all of them into selection, and click Add to Table. This adds all of the alarms to my alarm table and saves it. I'm done here, so I can go ahead and click that wrench in order to get out of edit mode, and I can save and exit the dashboard editing screen. Okay, now I can go through a couple of the options that you see on the alarm table. Let's show what it looks like whenever you first click on it and you're not coming out of edit mode. So I'll click away and then click back. Alright, so here we have the different statuses, clear and tripped. And then over here we have the alarm active status. So what this is saying is whether or not an alarm is going to notify you. An alarm that's active will notify the people in the call order. An alarm that is disabled will not. Alarms can be clear or tripped, tripping or clearing, and sometimes you'll also see a status of acknowledged. You can acknowledge an alarm by clicking on it if it's in the middle of being in a tripped state, or a clear state if it's available for acknowledge. By clicking on the name of an alarm, you can see an alarm history. Of course, this alarm hasn't called out in a while, so you don't see anything here, but you could change the date, start and end time in order to see the alarm history if it was available. I'll click back to get back to my panel. Here you have the location of the parameter the alarm is tied to and the call order the alarm is tied to. Both of those are settable in Alarm Creator, which is a different screen with a lot more configuration options than what you see here. The idea here is to have a more succinct view of the alarms that's more friendly for operators to interact with. Let me go back to the edit screen and show just a few more options. So first of all, as I said earlier, you don't have to have all the alarms on a screen. So we can remove a couple of these alarms. Let's say I only want to see the alarms that are assigned to PlowTech. Alright, so now I've removed those alarms and I can click back on my wrench and I have a more succinct view of the alarms. Separating alarms out like this can be very nice. For instance, there might be one person who's in charge of networking and comms, and they might want all the comm statuses for a lot of different locations or devices, whereas regular operators are not as concerned with those alarms. In this screen, you can also search for alarms by name, which can be helpful if there's a lot of alarms. So by searching for tank, it shows me all the alarms with the word tank in it. I can also change the way alarms are sorted by clicking from sort by active to sort by disabled, and clicking refresh. Now my active alarms come in at the bottom, my disabled alarms come in on the top. It's always the case that alarms are sorted tripped first and then cleared, bringing your tripped alarms up to the top. In fact, some people just leave alarms in a disabled state so that there's no notification if they want a soft alarm for particular sets of alarms. There's several other ways to get soft alarms in OnPing, but this is a fairly common one. I think that's all I need to tell you right now about Alarm Table. If you have any questions, feel free to email at support@plowtech.net, and we'll be glad to answer them. Thank you.